That's really all I need to do to this thing to prep it for going under the truck. That is a lot of metal shavings in the gear oil. That's not ideal. Yeah, that's a lot of metal. Here's what I found when I pulled the diff cover off. At one time that was a bolt, as was this one, and probably that one. That one got it really good. So that's a really bad sign. Didn't take long to figure it out. Here's what we're dealing with. There's supposed to be bolts there. There's not. There's a little bit of a bolt. That's also completely destroyed, that ABS tone ring. And we've got all these marks around the carrier. Now honestly, this isn't a huge deal. I was going to be changing out gears anyway. I did want to reuse this limited slip though. I didn't really want to have to buy a locker just yet. If you're wondering how I knew that this had the limited slip and knew anything about it and had not taken this cover off yet, which granted I should have done, I bought this axle off a friend and he bought it off of somebody else, and he never popped the cover off when he bought it, and then he sold it to me never actually having inspected it. So it just kind of got passed down the line. So pop this carrier out and we'll see what else we have hiding in there for us. Now if you're reusing a carrier and you're not swapping all the gears and stuff and the bearings, keep track of the way these bearing caps go. You want to put them back in the same orientation that you found them, just to remove any possibility that stuff kind of tweaks over or anything like that. There we go. Here she goes. And away she goes. Well, it's out. Oh wow. All right, so as you can see, we literally have one bolt that's still in this limited slip. This one fell out when I dropped the carrier. It is broken. So that means that whoever put this thing together last way over tightened these bolts, or they reused these bolts. If you rebuild one of these things, you really need to replace these bolts when you do it. If you tighten them down as tight as they're supposed to be, you are stretching that bolt and you cannot get it to the right torque again, or this happens. You pulled the thread right off. I don't think this is the first time this has happened to this carrier. I don't see how we would get those chatter marks all the way around the thing. At some point somebody snapped a pinion and it pulled the gear of the pinion into the carrier. Our pinion actually does not look as bad as I thought. Obviously there's some chipped teeth on the end there, but to use this just as a coasting axle, like I'm planning on doing, where I just want to basically put it together and see how the thing drives, I think I can use this. I wouldn't actually drive it anywhere, but I'd just drive it around the block maybe. This is just full of metal chunks and stuff like that right there. That's a piece of bolt that got pressed through the gear teeth and now just stamped into the shape of a gear tooth. But like I said, there's 3 bolts chewed up in the diff cover. Here's 4 or 5. There's one bolt that must have just completely gotten shredded or something, I don't know. Or it's stuck behind the pinion somewhere, but figured I'd take you guys through the journey of figuring that stuff out. So thanks for watching. See you guys next time.